ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ अष्टमोऽध्यायः। In the last few shlokas of chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita, that is from the shlokas 9 to 17, Bhagavan Krishna explained that how to think of his infinite form at the last moment of the journey of the Jiva, that is leaving this body and going to the next place. And he also explained that how a yogi must train his mind to close the Navadwaras and must leave this prana or take this jiva through the hole in the center of the head, that is the murdhina, and after that, the destiny of the jiva after that. He explained that the jiva going to any one of the lokas up to the Brahma Loka, including Brahma Loka, if he didn't attain the Krama Mukti, that is attaining Mukti from that Loka, then the Jiva has to return back to this world only. But if the Jiva attains Mukti from that Loka, then there is no rebirth for that Jiva. And he also explained about the Brahma Loka. The 1,000 yugas is 1 day of Brahma, and again the 1,000 yugas is 1 night of Brahma. So during the day and night, one who witnessed the day and night in the Brahma Loka without attaining mukti, then he is the knower of the day and night. That Bhagavan Krishna said. And in the next shlokas also, Bhagavan Krishna explains about this same concept. Let us see shloka 18. Avyaktavyaktayaः sarvaha prabhavatyah ragami ratriagami praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanyahe. Avyaktat vyaktaya sarvaha, that is from the unmanifest. Everything, all the beings go to the manifested state. They go to that manifest state, prabhavaha, they come to that. When aharagami, when the day of the Brahma comes, then they all manifest. So they will be in the unmanifested state in Brahma, in the Brahma Loka. So when the day of the Brahma comes, that is when it begins to manifest, then they all come from the unmanifest state to the manifest state. Ratri Agame, again when the night comes, Praliyante, that is they dissolve in that unmanifested state. That is Tatra Eva Avyakta Sanyahe, that is which goes into the unmanifested state. So all the beings that are in that unmanifested state during the night of Brahma, they become manifest during the day of Brahma. And again, during the night of Brahma, it goes into the unmanifested state. So this happens continuously. Day and night. And this day and night is not the 24 hours, it is 1,000 yugas. That is the 1,000 Chaturyugas. That is the day of Brahma, and again the 1,000 yugas is the night of Brahma. So they have to remain in that unmanifested state for 1,000 yugas, and then it becomes manifest during the day of Brahma. Again, Bhagavan Krishna says in the 19th shloka, Bhudagramasayevayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratriaghame vashah partha prabhavatyah raghame. There is these jivas, they are born again and again, helplessly, without any choice. Bhutva Bhutva, again and again they dissolve, and again they combine and they take a form, again dissolve. Ratri Agame, that is when the night comes, they dissolve. That is Prabhavat Yaharagami, and the day comes, they become manifest. So this is an endless cycle and helpless. The jivas are helpless. They have no other choice. Why they do not have any choice? That is the basic of this creation. The base of this creation is the papa and punya of the individuals. Based on that only, this creation came out. So even when going to the Brahmaloka, the beings, when they do not attain mukti, that is by knowledge, then they take rebirth according to their papa and punya. Based on that only, this creation is going on. This papa and punya are attached to ahankara and not the atma. So until and unless the jiva dissolves this ahankara, this papa and punya will be there. So again and again, according to this papa and punya, that jiva, that individual takes birth. Once by knowledge, by attaining knowledge in any one of the lokas, either in the bhuloka or in the brahmaloka, if that jiva dissolves its individuality and realizes that it is infinite, then the accumulated papa and punya will not affect that jiva, because it has become infinite now. It doesn't have any ahankara, individuality. This papa and punya are attached to the individuality only. When that jiva realizes that it is infinite, then it will not give effect. Like that only, so many of the great Mahans, the great Rishis, when they have realized that they are infinite, then they have just shrug off this papa and punya. And they may not have that much papa, only punya and knowledge. And those will be as the Akashic records in this creation. And anyone we worship them, we can attain it or we can access it. So until then, one realizes that I am infinite. This ahankara, with this ahankara, the papa and punya will be attached. So that's why Bhagavan is telling, no choice. They have to take repeated birth again and again based on their papa and punya. Even when they go to the Brahmaloka, it's the same there. It is said in the Shastras that either in the Bhuloka or in the Brahmaloka, that is the ideal place for Brahmajnana, Brahma Vidya, to attain Brahma Vidya. Because only in these two levels of consciousness, the mind will be a reasonably stable. Vedanta or Brahma Vidya needs a reasonably stable mind. In the other lokas, either in the lokas of that finite form of Bhagavan or in that Swarga loka, the mind will be in the extremes. So one cannot have that mentality or calm mind to attain Brahmajnana. So Brahmajnana is suitable only in the Bhuloka or Brahmaloka. So even after reaching there, if a person didn't understand Brahma Vidya or if he failed to merge his individuality with the infinite, then he will take birth based on his accumulated papa and punya. So this individual, along with its ahankara and papa and punya, they become unmanifest. The papas and punya will not dissolve, but they will be in a latent, potent impressions in them only. So during that 1,000 yugas, they remain like that without any vibration or anything, just like potent impressions. After that 1,000 yugas, again this papa and punya, which is existing in that individual, it starts to vibrate, and again he takes that form according to his impressions. So that's what Bhagavan Krishna says. Again and again, bhutva bhutva praliyate. Again and again they dissolve, and again prabhavata. Because they again and again they come or manifest. So that's very clearly explained by Bhagavan Krishna in this sloka, that is in Sloka 19. In the next shloka, that is in Shloka 20, Bhagavan Krishna says, Parastasmatu bhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Here, Bhagavan Krishna is telling about the two different types of unmanifestation. Avyakta, one is avyakta and manifest, and the other unmanifest is sanatana, eternal. So there are two types of unmanifestation, is said by Bhagavan Krishna here. Both this unmanifested state, avyakta, is not accessible to the mind and the senses. So no doubt in it. But one is eternal, sanatana, and the other is temporary. What Bhagavan Krishna refers to this unmanifested state is, during the night of Brahma, all this creation, all this form, what all we see, they go into an unmanifested state and remain in Maya. They go unmanifested state. Where do they exist? In Maya. But that is temporary. When something merges in Maya during the pralaya, that cannot be accepted as mukti. For that time being, they will be unmanifest. But again, when the whole creation begin to manifest, the same papas and punyas or impressions, they also will manifest. So it is only a temporary unmanifestation, avyakta phase, not permanent. But the other one, unmanifested state of Brahman, that is eternal, sanatana. This is attained by knowledge, jnana. When that individual or that jiva realizes that it is Brahman, then also it becomes unmanifest, but it is eternal, sanatana. They never take birth again. So that there are two types of unmanifestation explained by Bhagavan Krishna here. That is, the laya with Maya cannot be accepted as mukti, but the laya with Brahman is the mukti. Paras tasmatu bhavonyaha avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha. Higher than this unmanifested, there is another unmanifest, that is eternal. This is the unmanifestation of Maya. If we do not attain mukti, that is attain that Brahmakyana, then during pralaya we will be unmanifest only, but that is temporary. We will be merged in Maya only. This Maya itself, during the Mahapralaya, it will go into unmanifested state. This Brahma and Brahmaloka itself will go into unmanifested phase during the Mahapralaya. That Bhagavan Krishna is not telling now. He is telling about that intermediate pralaya. Nitya pralaya is that there. There is everyday pralaya. Whenever we sleep, there is pralaya only, because our mind and all the intellect will not manifest. It will be in that phase only. It will be very calm without any manifestation. Just like that only, merging with Maya will be. Just like we feel that we do not realize anything when we sleep, isn't it? It will be complete darkness because of ignorance. But that is that is temporary. But when we merge with Brahman, then that is prakasha, infinite. We experience everything as infinite. That is infinite awareness. So that is one manifested phase is higher than the another, and eternal, which is not destroyed when all the beings are destroyed. Even when at one phase this Brahma and Brahmaloka also will become unmanifest, but this Brahman, it will remain like that, eternal. So that is the two types of unmanifestation Bhagavan Krishna very clearly says here. And the next shloka is, that is shloka 21. Avyaktoksara ityuktaha tamahu paramangatim yaprapyana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. That is the unmanifestation of that Brahman, unmanifested, avyakta state of Brahman, Bhagavan Krishna is very clearly telling. Avyakta akshara, that is imperishable. That avyakta of Brahman, when we merge with Brahman, that is imperishable. That is parangatim. That is that is my final abode. That is my final abode. Yam prapyana nivartante, one who reach there, one who merge in that Brahman, they never come back. Then nivartante, they do not return. Tad dhama paramam mama, that abode is my supreme abode. So two types of avyakta is said here. One is the avyakta phase of the Maya, that is temporary. Another is the avyakta of Brahman. When we merge in that avyakta of Brahman by attaining knowledge, we feel that we are infinite. We feel that we are awareness, complete awareness. And that is imperishable. That is the paramgati, that is the final abode of Bhagavan. People who reach that final abode, they do not return to samsara. That's their end of their samsara chakra cycle. Purushasa parapartha bhaktya labhyasvananyaya yasyantesthani bhutani yena sarvamidantatam. That Purusha, that is that highest Purusha Partha, one can attain by bhakti. Bhaktya labhyasva ananyaya, one can attain by bhakti, but what type of bhakti? Unswearing bhakti, that is bhakti without any break. When Bhagavan Krishna says in the previous chapter or in the previous some shlokas before that, Bhagavan said that one can attain mukti only by jnana, but here Bhagavan is telling that one can attain by bhakti also. So why did he say that, and what's the difference in it? Just like Bhagavan Krishna said in the last chapter, there are three types of bhakti. One is, there is a difference between the bhakta and the Bhagavan. That is, we worship Bhagavan for attaining something, for attaining any material benefits, or for to attain anything in our life, we worship Bhagavan. We do unswearing devotion only, but there is a separation between Bhagavan and Bhakta. So it separates Bhagavan from us. Mostly we worship the form of Bhagavan, so that itself, it separates ourselves from Bhagavan. So there is a separation, clear separation. We may get benefit in our life by that bhakti, but that cannot lead us to mukti. It can be a step, but that alone cannot give mukti. So that is one type of bhakti. The other type of bhakti is, some people, they worship Bhagavan to admire him. We say that I worship you because you have blessed me. So there also there is a separation, you and me. That can be a step to attain mukti, but that alone cannot give mukti. That can purify our mind, that can lead us to jnana, but that alone cannot give mukti. That is the second type of bhaktas. The third type of bhakti is that bhakta, he worship Bhagavan, not only worship, he assume his Atma as Bhagavan. So there is no separation between Bhagavan and Bhakta. Either there will be Bhagavan or there will be Bhakta. So there is no separation. That is Ananya Bhakti. Bhakti without separation. This can give Jnana, Moksha. So what is moksha? When one realizes that everything is me, I am that all, or all are in me. Either way, it's right. So when there is a separation even between Bhakta and Bhagavan, that cannot be infinite. Adi Shankaracharya someone asked Sri Adi Shankaracharya, so what is Advaita? Is it one? And Adi Shankaracharya replied, I do not know, but there cannot be any two. Then it is not infinite. There cannot be second. Then there is no infinity there. So it is from that word of his explanation only derived that word non-dual. That's the right form of explain Advaita philosophy. Advaita philosophy is not a concept or a perception, it's the reality. When we think about it deeply, we can understand how true it is. So there cannot be even separation between the Bhagavan and the Bhakta also. What we worship in the temples or with the Vigraha, that can be a step for, we can, that all that can take us forward, but that alone cannot give mukti. So by that type of bhakti, ananya bhakti, bhakti without any separation, devotion without any separation, by that one can attain the Parama Purusha. Yasyantasthani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. He can understand that Purusha dwelling in all beings, and he pervades everything. That bhakta will understand. That is, he will understand that Purusha in me is all pervading. So that by that knowledge, when a person attains that knowledge, then there is no return for that individual in this samsara. The next shloka Bhagavan Krishna says, that is the 23rd shloka. Yatra kale tvanavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanti tankalam vakshyami bharadarkshabha. Bhagavan Krishna is now telling that I will declare to you, Partha, that time when that yogi, they leave this body, that is, they take this jiva out of their body, at what time and all, they will not return. Now, avriti, and what time and all they will return, avriti. That is, if the yogi, he has not attained that perfect knowledge, then he will return. He has to return. So, according to that only, he will leave his jiva. Either it may be his choice or automatically it will go out of his body. But a jnani or a yogi who has attained that complete knowledge, then he will leave this jiva from this body according to that time only. And what are all that timings? Bhagavan Krishna is telling, I will explain to you after. So this is another topic which I will continue in my next video. Yatra Yogeshwarah Krishnah Yatra Partho Dhanurdharah Tatra Shri Vijayor Bhudi Dhruvani Tirmatirmama. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hare Krishna.